Let's get back to the office market.
Okay.
Have building values in Atlanta bottomed out? Have we seen the bottom? Are we on the rise now?
I think by and large, office buildings, good quality stuff, all over the United States has bottomed out. In fact, this year, what do we look at, Heather, a year? $50 billion worth of real estate from all over the United States, and buy roughly $1 billion. Cap rates have moved down on quality real estate. They've moved down 100 basis points. She and I were just talking. She just got back from the Northeast. It's already gotten where there's just no deals out there. And cap rates already have moved down in a lot of things to in the fives, which if you talk to most people, I was somewhere, where was I last night? Anyway, I was somewhere, and some guy said, I bet you, oh no, I was at the gym this morning at the athletic club, and some guy going to say, boy, I bet you love these kind of times, Leo, you just stealing property. Well, no, nobody was ever in that situation. By the way, if you can steal it, there's a reason for it. It's like somebody leaves their car unlocked because they tired of paying for it. You can have it. And that's the kind of steals that are out there. And so I really think all over the country for quality real estate. And don't forget, really, it's not the real estate. Y'all do understand that real estate doesn't pay any kind of rental. Y'all with me here? You understand that? It's not the real estate that pays. It's the tenant that pays. And in buildings that are well located, look good, have good tenants, the cap rates have really fallen. In fact, in Chicago the other day, somebody that bought, what building did they buy, Heather? You remember? They bought a building. It's the highest per square foot ever paid in the city of Chicago, ever. Okay, good, thank you. But that's the highest ever paid. And then we were trying to buy a Microsoft deal. Somebody came in and bought it out from under us. I thought we had it at a pretty good, I thought I was paying too much. And what cap rate did they pay on that, Heather? Do you recall? Huh? Yeah, Beverly. I think it ended up 6-1 or something like that. And that's and there wasn't any juice in the lease, by the way. I mean, it's 15 or 20 years with very little juice. So I'm not so sure we hadn't hit that. I don't see any real deals. I think what will happen, as we talked about a little earlier, I think what will happen over the next 5 years is we will see deals as they get foreclosed on, but not at great prices. We'll just be able to get good real estate with good tenants. I just don't see it. There's so much cash. Y'all, I think just in individuals' hands is $1.4 trillion sitting on the sidelines. And did y'all notice the day? Let's see, what is the day? Last Friday, I think. Let's see, when was I on Fox? Wednesday or Thursday of last week. And several companies. I remember IBM came out. There were a lot of them. But they were talking about $30 billion on their balance sheet in cash. There were about 5 companies. One of them had $50 billion in cash on their balance sheet. 2 had 30, and a couple had 20 billion on the cash on their balance sheet. And they're all sitting on cash. They don't know. And what they were all saying is, we don't have the vaguest idea what the tax rules are going to be, and we're going to sit tight for a while and just see. They're not going to hire anybody. They're not going to do anything until they get some stability and all this stuff. And so there's a lot of, in fact, I think what we'll see when that starts to happen is they will start to spend money to move. They will start to spend money to hire people. They can hire people. They got the money. It's not a lack of money. It's a matter of they don't know what their earnings are going to be on the money. And even a stalemate in Washington is good because at least nothing happens for 2 years and you can sort of plan around it. Will Rogers said one time, our country is in its greatest time of peril when Congress is in session. Remember, he was killed in a plane wreck in 1929, if my memory serves me right. I wasn't living then, but I've read about it. And that's still true today. And I think that's what's got everybody nervous. And as soon as some stability comes about on taxes, then you'll see, I think you'll see a lot of money coming out and a lot of people doing things.
there's a little more stability in the capital markets, a little bit more than last year. Let's talk about that for a minute.
I'd say a lot more
Okay.
than last year.
All right,
I think
fair
you're
enough.
right. That's right.
And you've seen J.P. Morgan restart its CMBS shop here in Atlanta. Cantor Fitzgerald has come into Atlanta and started a shop. What impact is the resurgence, that might be a little bit strong, but the uptick
I think that's good.
in CMBS going to have?
Well, I don't look at that so much as the appetite that investment bankers particularly probably have, because they sort of lead that charge. Somebody doesn't walk into a developer and say, I've got a CMBS loan I want to give you. So you have to go back and see what the appetite, because those boards sort of figure it out pretty good and then sell it. I'll give you a quick illustration to emphasize what you're talking about. Last year, about March, I guess it was, we wanted to borrow about $200 million. And we have $5 billion worth of real estate, 97% leased, 17% debt, if that helps you. Last year, with almost the same scenario, maybe $4.5 billion in real estate, we tried to borrow $300 million. We almost didn't get it. And the rate was, well, do you remember what we paid for that money? It was too much. If you're one of those lenders, I'm never using you again. But no. But we paid too much. I'm going to say it was 5. And so anyway, we use that to buy money, to buy properties. We raise money and then we pay it off. This year, and we paid it down to 0. I didn't buy anything last year. We paid that down, so we didn't have any lines. This year we went out. J.P. Morgan led the line. We borrowed, the line got up to $570 million. We didn't even want that much. We wanted $350. They talked me into taking a lot of it, but I didn't want it. But I do have a new house. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. We wanted $350. They got to $570. We settled on $500 million. So we borrowed $500 million. And last year, they wouldn't give it to us but 1 year. This time, it was 3.25% for 3 years. Now, that's substantial. For me, to me, that's substantial. And that's what we got this year. And it was pretty easy. And I think they have figured one thing out. They're now starting to lend to people who pay them back. I know that sounds hard to believe, but that's their new way they're going to operate. And so if you think about it, they've been lending to people that couldn't pay them back. So it limits their ability to lend. Now they get to come up with a new plan. We'll lend to people who pay us back, so they can give you a lot more if you'll just pay them back. Y'all are asleep.